I do not understand deep passive. Could you please explain? That's the most sad thing happened to a woman. You understand? Most sad thing can happen to a woman is unable to understand the word deep passive. Passiveness in the very depth of your being. You understand? Even inside the deep space, no, without restlessness. See, if you try to be passive, superficially you can be passive. Inside it will be boiling. When will the session end? I can get out. Even inside, complete passiveness. Just life. Just life without any outgoing, extravertness, center of creation. See, anything, first thought comes, then it is created. Even without that thought coming, just being there. Yatra naryastu pujyata ramante tatra devataha. God has always, see, there is a beautiful sutra, wherever woman is worshipped, that all the devatas are pleased. God has respected. You are asking, can you please explain how this is different from the female component creating and the male component of consciousness coming up with infrastructure? Female component being a center, you understand? Male component being a periphery. Swamiji, earlier you had mentioned that no person is 100% male or female. One is either 49% male or 49% female, 51% of the other gender. Balancing both leads to enlightenment. This morning you mentioned that awakening female consciousness is enlightenment. When you are awakening the female consciousness, only then you become balanced. The very balancing is female consciousness. Male consciousness will never be balancing. It will be always aggressive. It will be taking over. Always the male mind will be taking over. But the female consciousness will be always balancing. I am wondering about the two aspects of female: physical, beloved, extrovert, materialistic, emotional, mother, introvert, caregiver. The materialistic piece which goes with the physical extrovert aspect of the female does not fit with the concept of ultimate passivity. Could it be the physical extrovert aspect of creative force that's born out of passivity? Yes. One more thing, even in the completely when you are beloved, an extrovert, you will not be restless. You understand? At one center, beloved and mother will be one and the same and will be radiating pure romance like a Radha. Radha is not extrovert, even though she is beloved. So, you will radiate a kind of a, always beloved does not need to be extrovert. The initial level it will be extrovert, not after that. After a certain level, even if you radiate the beloved energy like Radha, you will not be extrovert. A matured, it's actually like a step by step. In the initial level, even in the mother attitude, you will be extrovert. After a certain maturity, even in the beloved attitude, you will not be extrovert, it will be introvert. Just for casual connection, I connected the extrovert word with the beloved attitude. But that does not, extrovert is not a complete quality of belovedness. You understand what I am saying? Huh? See, the beloved aspect, mother aspect. So, to give you more clarity on beloved aspect, I said extrovert and introvert. That does not mean that extrovert introvert word is always connected to that beloved and mother. I only used few more words to give you more clarity, definition. That's all. Otherwise, even in the belovedness, if you get ripe, the extrovert will disappear. Radha is beloved energy only, but she is never extrovert. Now you are catching? Krishna's beloved. But beloved does not mean extrovert always. That's all I want you. Since expression of feminine consciousness is irrespective of gender, why in Manusmriti men are expected to build infrastructure, not women? It's like why your legs are expected to use for walking, why not hand? Made for that, you understand? That's all. Legs are made for walking, not hands. Same way men are made for creating infrastructure. That's all. By its nature. But when it comes to consciousness, it is not natural process. It is a strong tapas. See, expressing feminine consciousness means enlightenment. It is not natural. You are potentially carrying the feminine consciousness. But creating infrastructure, by nature you are built for that. If a man works, he can become enlightened. If a woman works, she can become enlightened. But as natural body, she is created to radiate the feminine consciousness and support men. Men are created to create infrastructure and support women. By nature, this is the way, arrangement. But both can work and achieve either enlightenment or the opposite side. They can get into depression or they can get into enlightenment. They have freedom. What's the difference between passiveness and acceptance? Even acceptance has some negative connotation. Something will come and you will accept. But in passiveness, nothing will come. Nothing will come. When you speak of a woman living in deep passiveness, I feel myself crumble inward to my center and I cry. I solely raised my 3 children when they were all under 5 years of age. It was very difficult to be a mother and hold a high position in the medical world. I have a deep guilt for not fulfilling my deepest desire, which is to be always present and compassionate to my children. Felt such a relief to hear you say that my deepest desire, that my true center was and is my true self. Kim? Great.
Swamiji?
Yes.
This Radha is Rasa Rupa, Rasevo Saha. Rasevo Saha. So the embodiment of Rasa. Rasevo Saha, Radha.
So how the Rasai? Vosaha, Radha.
Rasevo Saha.
Radha.
Just like Rasevo Saha, Rasevo Saha.
So embodiment of juice in everything. In everything there is some juice. So she is embodiment of that juice. See, whatever you may be doing, end of the day you will know something is juice of your life. You will want that. So she is juice of the whole thing. Rasai Vosaha Radha. If somebody learns Sanskrit with sincerity, he will become enlightened. Because all the concepts will lead you to enlightenment. How can learning happen with passiveness? Does that mean analytical side is not important? Understand? If you are completely passive, anything which comes in front of you, the lesson needs to be learned will be digested. That's all. You will learn the lesson without doing postmortem. Learning by doing postmortem is active learning, which will always be half knowledge. Understand? After you kill the body, whatever knowledge you get is not complete. That is why Ayurveda does not have side effect. Because these medicines are created for living body. But the Ayurvedic masters, they are intelligent enough to handle the whole thing, diagnose the whole thing when the person is alive. So the whole R&D goes on living person. So with a deep passive consciousness, anything which comes in front of you, without getting killed or getting postmortem done, you will learn the lessons. Deep passiveness, you will learn more lessons strongly than being active. See this lesson which I am saying, the deep passiveness, the space you will experience, which you will experience, the same you will experience if you have done yesterday's ironing. From outside when you start, it looks too different. When you end, it will be same. Yes, deep passiveness, yes, that's what I mean. I can say that there is no need for actively fighting, doing postmortem, and the lessons are learned. Over. Why women got going with the idea of trying to be equal to men? Because man used women by putting this idea into their head.
Swamiji, isn't it the problem because both of them are unconscious? Because you are saying men are intelligent, that means it's like some scheming is happening and all.
Not intelligent, I can say cunning.
Cunning, yes. Actually, if they are conscious, this will never happen. If women are conscious, this will never happen.
They need to justify something.
But that again comes from insecurity.
Insecurity, that's all. Hearing and internalizing deep passivity. The picture that comes in my mind's eye is respectfully, Amma, your mother. Gratitude for all those around you, through you. I feel that society is having an individual's gender being. Have you heard of the Western term tomboy? Means? I don't understand. It is used to girls who behave boyish. Society also keeps insisting goals, go to school, study hard, go to college, get a job. Nobody was there to teach us true female's role, spreading female consciousness. I am also pondering, what if I work solely to stay as Anand Samaji? Many thoughts are flowing. Please share your insights.
So ever since last I've been feeling like I don't want to work in the corporate world anymore, but all I wanted to do was mission work. But if we do something like maybe what Nithyananda is doing or something, taking up like an active role, but working for the mission, is that still considered woman working in the system?
Yes. No. You say, please understand. When you are not being pressured by fear, greed, your inspiration is realized, then it's not working in society. Sometime in the Sangha, I use the fear and greed just to push you to the inspiration only. Not to keep that as a fuel forever. In society, even inspiration is used to push you to fear and greed. Meditation, especially the ironing part, led finally to surrender. Today's also seems to be surrender. Is this right? During the break, I was in the feminine energy mood, like you asked. has to be in. I noticed something that I was very giving and forgiving. Wonderful. The smell of feminine energy, feminine consciousness. I gave what someone asked for without even thinking. This is very unusual for me, as I think many times before giving something, I also felt a little vulnerable, little understanding or click that I could give anything, and it was little scary. The feminine mood, you are life. You don't need anything else. You just don't need anything else. So don't feel vulnerable. If you feel vulnerable, you will avoid this female consciousness. You will start putting boundary. Whenever that mother energy comes, no, I may be vulnerable, I may start giving to people, I may be cheated. No. Trust, be vulnerable, even if you are exploited. Nothing wrong. I'll be losing something. Nothing. It will go and it will come. It will all be happening. But that consciousness which I enjoy, that feminine consciousness, that is something really solid. That's worthy of everything. That's worthy of everything. A little understanding or click that I could give anything, and it was little scary. Don't be scared. It's okay. What is there? Even a person like me feels like this. I can relate with what you said in Mathura Bhava. That Matru Bhava, not Mathura Bhava, Matru Bhava. You will grant anything people wants. See, whatever wealth you have, is the mood which expressed through you is responsible. Am I right? The mood to work, the mood to think, all those things are responsible. If some mood comes and gives it away, who got, he gave over. You understand? Who got, he gave. See, I got all this wealth because of my feminine consciousness expressing. So today the same consciousness is expressing and it is giving over. Over. See, that last final break of acceptance has to happen. Till that happens, you will continue to suffer. Point that I am breaking with 100 ideas. At one point it has to break. Till it breaks, nothing can be done. What I am telling now, I am breaking every day through so many angles. One day I throw stone at you, one day I throw some bottles, some glasses, sometime flowers, sometime arrow, sometime some weapon, sometime stone, sometime a stick, sometime knife. Something I am throwing. But something has to eat you. And it has to break. No other way. It has to break. If women are expression of living enlightenment, can't they lead as examples in every walk of life? I am not saying women are example. Feminine consciousness is example. Live that feminine enlightenment. It's not possible for women to be passive and career oriented. There are careers, passive based careers. You can be. I can say it will not be career based, actually career orientation. It will be like a living. It will be like a living. I want to sit down and get cramps. Lata, start sitting down. I'll take care. I'll heal it. Nurturing choicelessness, acceptance seems very feminine. But at some point, intelligence through intuition, rather one influences course of events. Is it like the snake story? Hiss but don't bite. Almost a shock absorber, active where necessary, but patient. Is this understanding right? You are right. You will not be hurting. Even the hissing hurts, you see, frightens. You will not even do that. You will be strong. They will all know that boundary is cut. Now nothing can be done. The medical field is actually not carrier. See, the intention was carrying. The intention was money, then it is carrier. See, the medical profession and all, that is why in the way all the doctors and teachers were women. In Ayurvedic tradition, all the doctors and many of them were women. Or wherever it can't be quantified with money was in the hands of women. If one has an apparent, assertive, bubbly, verbal, outgoing personality as a woman, what is the place for this in the way you describe the feminine? Understand, there is no, these qualities are not against feminine. Feminine consciousness is totally different from the quality you express. Sometime you will be bubbly, sometime you will be passive. The problem is when you are bubbly, you think you are restless. When you are passive, you think you are depressed. Remove that idea. When you are passive, be passive. When you are bubbly, be bubbly. Over. There will be a space, both will not touch inside. That is feminine consciousness. But you always put a wrong label for your life. When you are active and bubbly, you think, oh, I am restless. When you are really passive, no, I think I am depressed. That's where the problem starts. When you say passive life equivalent to feminine consciousness, I can understand passive part, but it's not life equal to energy. Energy is passiveness. Understand? Intense passiveness is energy. If it keeps moving, something is empty, something is lacking. That is why it has a space to move. That itself shows it is not full. If there is a space to move, how can it be full? Sagad Shakti. Passive life. See, it is full, packed life. See, the moment you have the imagination moving, it's not complete. So you have the idea about energy like electricity. You understand? But the energy which I am talking is intelligence, shining, no moving.
So you are equating energy with consciousness here. Energy is equated with consciousness.
Does expressing feminine energy necessarily include nurturing in the form of having family, husband, kids? I can say, in the Vedic marriage there is a mantra, let your husband become your 11th kid. By the 11th year, you are supposed to become mother for him. Then, you are, I can say that, fulfilling that feminine consciousness. Is there such a thing as male consciousness since there is female consciousness? Sri Ram, relax. No 50%, equal right. In Vedic culture, how were women treated when they were married versus when they were single? Married women also they were the head practically in the Vedic tradition to run the family. They were the center pin and power center. And when they were single, naturally sannyasinis, highly respected, regarded. How will it work in today's culture when making women career oriented is way of life and where there is no support system? Women is not married and not educated for a career. I'll create monasteries. I'll create monasteries. That's the only way. Is being shy a passive feminine quality? No. Being shy is egoistic and arrogant. Who put the question? Yes. Being shy is not a feminine quality. Life. You are asking, do you mean feminine energy as Shakti? Energy, whatever exists is energy. Yes. That's what I mean. Because I am in a male body, she feels that her love for me as a mother should not get divided or confused. Don't bother. I have to carry one body. That is why I am carrying the male body. Otherwise, the consciousness, I don't feel I am a male or female. I am only feeling I am beyond both. I will not have a problem, don't worry. You can continue to relate with me as a mother.